You are now tuned into The Money Zone.
Hey loves, welcome to the Money Zone. I'm your host Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I am beat like 13 more days until tax season is over with, but I'm excited to be here with you guys on this amazing Tuesday to talk about financial literacy and your family. So on tonight's episode, we're going to talk about the importance of you and your whole family being financially literate and the benefits that they will have if you were to teach them and train them the right things on certain aspects of money management. Okay, so if you struggle with managing your personal finances, if you're struggling with getting things off the ground with saving and setting up your retirement account and gaining the discipline that you need, then tonight's show is for you. So if you're watching us on Instagram, Facebook, or any other social media platform, please do me one favor and share the video to all of your followers, because as brown folks, we are starting to make some good money, y'all, and we now just need the tools to become financially literate so we can now build generational wealth, save more, and make sure that the generations behind us don't have to start over. So guys, also, if you want to know all about our upcoming guests, what show topics, send me topic suggestions, questions, and things like that. Go to bit.ly/Folasade Radio and join our mailing list so you can know our upcoming guests, what we got going on. You can give me suggestions and all of that amazing things. If you are interested in promoting your brand, if you are a new business owner, seasoned business owner, and you are interested in really getting your brand out there, I advise you guys to check out how you can sponsor the radio show, because we have viewership all over the United States, even outside of the country as well. So your brand would benefit from being promoted on my show. So go to bit.ly/ I think it's B on the Money Zone. But you want to definitely, try to promote your services and get your business out there. Join our mailing list, guys, and make sure you share this video and take some notes, guys. We're going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. And on tonight's show, we're talking about financial literacy and your family. Okay, first things first. If you don't know anything about money and you are starting to get traction, started to make more money than anyone in your family, you're making multiple six figures, or you're just hitting your first six figures right now, and you don't know what to do, the first thing you need to do is learn how to manage your money. And everybody's definition of financial management is totally different. And I believe that it really truly depends on the end goal. What are you trying to achieve? What is it that you want to save? What is it? What is the end goal? What is the means? What is the end? The means is you working. The means is you building a retirement plan. The means is you building your business. What does the end look like? And so many people get tripped up and not understanding that financial literacy is not that far-fetched, okay? Especially in the times that we're presently in. All of us have more opportunities than anyone before us. So don't be afraid to learn the unknown. And especially since you are the first one, the first millionaire, the first six figure, the first thousandaire, you're the first in your family. So don't be ashamed. Okay. So if I were you and I was the first one in my family to become a thousandaire or a millionaire, the first thing that I will actually do is figure out what money problems I have. Okay. So what do I mean by money problems? Did you grow up poor? If you did, how are your spending patterns now? If you grew up without, are you shopping more? Are you at the club more? Are you making up for lost times? Because I remember, guys, when I first started making money, I ended up being a little socialite, like I told y'all I was, right? Yes, I wanted everything designer, everything, y'all. Louis, like all my jeans, Seven for All Mankind, Joe jeans, like y'all, I did it, right? The issue was that I wasn't healed. So to be able to be financially free, especially if you're the first thousandaire or the first millionaire in your family, you have to now fully understand that you have money problems, you have money barriers that you have to heal from. And the first thing that I need you to do is identify the money barriers or the money curses that you presently suffer from. If it's overspending, is it because you have money you need to be on the scene, or because you have money you want the nicest car, or do you need to have the most recent new shades or bags, or do you have to make an investment into this stock market, or into this investment because such and such is doing it? What is it? What issues are you presently facing? And guys, a lot of you may not think it's an issue that you're buying this and you're buying that because you can afford it now. But the reality is, if you feel some sort of way when you're unable to be in the club, when you're unable to pop bottles, when you're not able to go buy the most recent Louis Vuitton or the most recent bags and things like that, not because you don't have the money to, but because you wasn't able to get to it or whatever the situation may be, how do you feel? Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you feel uneasy? Do you feel confused, out of place? Oh, I don't feel like myself. Do you feel like that? If that's the case, then that means you haven't healed from being poor. You haven't bought enough to suffice and to let the kid know that it's okay, that you don't have Gucci. It's okay if you don't have Louis Vuitton. It's okay. So the first thing I need you guys is to figure out what money curses that you're suffering from and heal from them. Okay. You may need to journal. I remember I ended up suffering from not opening up my bills. When I was struggling financially to build my business, guys, one of my money curses was I was afraid to open up mail, because when the mail came, I knew it was a new bill. And I knew that the money wasn't really coming in for me to be able to pay that bill. So the anxiety started to build up. So what is it right now in your life where you are presently financially that is triggering you to buy, triggering you to spend. And then we need to take a step back and heal from it. Because if you continuously if you have to spend to feel good or to feel happy, then you're going to be a compulsive spender. You will never, you'll probably self-sabotage yourself too. So you'll say, oh, I need to save 100 grand. And the moment you get close to 100 grand, you go buy the $10,000 Chanel bag, self-sabotaging yourself. Because I've seen it done, guys. You probably, oh, Folasade, you don't know what you talk about. Oh, I make enough money. It's somewhat a sense of self-sabotaging yourself. So the first thing you guys need to do is heal from whatever money curses that you guys have. And don't be afraid. It's probably going to take you months, because you didn't just build those money problems from 1 year of trauma. No, it might have been 6 years of trauma, okay? 10 years of trauma. So number one, I need you guys to heal, okay? This second thing I need you guys to heal. So this conversation is for all of my new thousandaires, for all my new millionaires, or yeah, if this is the first time making 5 figures in your business, you also need to be shifting your mindset. The second thing that I need you guys to do, especially if you are my skin color or brown or African American, Black people, whatever you call it, right? Okay, right? If you are within that category, then the second thing I need you guys to learn is the importance of managing your money. And so that's doing the budgeting for my households, for my families, okay? And then for my businesses, that's also doing your bookkeeping. To be able to be financially free, to be able to be financially literate, you have to know your household finances. You have to know, okay, when my husband get paid, this is what's coming in. When I get paid, this is what's coming in. After I pay all my business expenses, pay my staff, this is what's coming in. Whatever your financial situation is, you have to have a personal household budget to be able to manage it. And I know many of you hate the word budget. I remember when Bryn was like 2, 3, she's like, when Bryn was like 2 or 3 years old, she was like, budget. I hate budget. I hate budgets, you know, and it was kind of embarrassing. Me being an accountant and my daughter's like, she hate budgets. But now she's 10. If I was to bring her in, she'll probably understand, you know, saving and things like that a little bit more better. But at that point, you're probably just like my 3-year-old Brand. She's like, no, I don't want a budget. And you don't understand the importance of it. But to build financial wealth and to not damper your family's lifestyle, and to not over invest, and to not overspend, and to not push your family finances so far away where you guys are so tight financially, you're not even enjoying a date night with ice cream cones because you're like, oh no, I need to save this. So a budget allows you to be free, guys. It allows you to save. It allows you to invest. Because once you know what your spouse, or whatever's coming into your household, and you guys have that running total of your overall expenses, the difference is you're investing money, you're saving money, and you'll play money. So if you want to play, you want to see what the budget look like. Okay, so the budget say I got 2 grand left. I put 1,000 in the savings. I tied 300. I have $700 left to do whatever I want to do. See, guys, because if you don't get control of your finances, you will always be on edge. I remember, and it's a lot of you right now, when I give you this situation from my personal experience, right? I remember when I first started to build my company, it was no money coming in. So I was thinking, oh, I don't need no bookkeeping. I don't need none of that, right? I don't need to really manage nothing. Nothing is really coming in. This is me, even being an accountant. So I know you guys are also slipping. So this was the beginning, and then it's clicked. If I'm not looking at what I'm making or what I'm not making, how do I know what I need to go out and work for? How do I know what I need to go out and make? Or how much the job need to be able to pay me? How much do my next clients project or representation case that I take on or tax return, what I need to charge them to be able to cover my bills. When you guys refuse to look at the numbers, you refuse to also find a solution to your problem. So afraid to look at the budget. Don't be afraid to start to prepare it. And I remember, because if you notice, most other financial professionals are a bit more tighter, meaning more stern and like proper and clean. Like, I'm clean, but y'all get what I mean, right? I'm a little, a little different. And so I realized that when I do my planning or when I manage my money, it may as detail, because that's not my personality. As long as you do it enough where you can clearly see what's happening, it really doesn't matter. So you guys don't have to get yourself worked up to try to do your budget plan like the lady that you see on YouTube. You don't have to be worked up to try to get a whole budget binder. And no, you have to do what works with your personality. And as long as it's not just scrambled up paper, you being completely unorganized, then it's okay. As long as it works for you. Hey, Tommy. First thing you guys need to do is heal. The second thing, so make sure you take down your notes. So number one, you guys need to heal from the financial trauma, the burdens, and the curses that we're breaking, okay? The second thing you guys need to do is come up with a financial management system or process. It can just be Excel. It can be a piece of paper. It can be in your planner. The system doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the system is. What matters is the system works. Okay. And as long as it lets you know how much money you left over every month, and then at that point, you can break out your amount that you're going to invest, the amount you're going to save, and your fund money or whatever, and you can see everything from a high level. It don't matter to me which. And I know other professionals will be against it, but truth be told, you guys have to start somewhere. I didn't get where I am overnight. Nobody got where they were overnight. No one that planned or budgeted or did anything is doing the same exact way or the same way that they were doing it 10 years ago. It's not. So you just have to start where you are. Okay. So create that financial system. Okay. Number three. So number one was heal. Number two, create your financial system. The third thing, if you are the first thousandaire or the first millionaire in your family, you have to learn the financial jargon. Okay. You have to know what we mean by net 30. You have to know certain credit terms. You have to know a little bit of accounting terminology. You have to know some type of financial jargon. And the reason for that is because when you go into banks, when you go to get loans, when you go to build your credit, virtual realm, they're going to use that need to understand. If you cannot make decisions. So the first thing you guys need to just learn the basic financial jargon. And it don't have to be a technical book, y'all. A lot of y'all are buying books and you're not reading it. Okay. You are investing into programs and you're not completing it. So if that's your personality, then you just need to Google the top 5 common financial terms. Top 50 financial terms and just read them. You can read it on Investopedia. You don't need to get a book. You don't need to make all of those investments. You just need to learn the jargon. Okay. You need to know what APR mean when they talk about percentages. You need to know what compounded interest mean. So you guys need to become familiar with the basic terms. If you're not familiar with the basic financial terms, you're going to end up getting lost in the sauce, taken advantage of, or not taking advantage of the better opportunities because you don't understand the jargon. You don't know how to do the calculations. Okay. So you have to learn something. And if you are a business owner, you have to have your learnings taking it a little bit further than the average individual. Okay, so you need to heal, create a financial system. Okay, the third thing you need to do is learn the jargon. Well, no, do your budgets if that's your financial system, and then learn the basic financial jargon. The moment you guys do that, you already are ahead of the game. You don't have to go buy a book. You don't have any of that. Trump, can you hear? Can you pause the show really quick? Keep pause. Trump, keep pause. So your refund can still be high. Or if it's not the case, your refund would definitely be lower. So that's really a few of the reasons why many of you are going to be shocked, thrown back, taken aback, beat up, disturbed, might be crying in your feelings because your tax refunds are much lower than what you anticipated. Your business is right on that piece of paper that I can maximize, but guess what? Many of you guys took shortcuts in your business. You've been taking shortcuts for years. So you're out of luck right now. You're looking at that pile of paper and you like, yo, you serious, Folasade? Okay, guys, so we are back. Sorry for the interruption. So before I went to a quick, really honestly, guys, if I went to a quick little break, guys, we were talking about the importance of you guys understanding the financial jargon so you guys won't be taken advantage of, so you can pick the better opportunity and things of that nature. If you don't know, you don't know to take advantage of it. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, as I'm learning more and more, as I'm rebuilding my credit and things like that. I'm trying to get my credit up high. So I'm learning things, and it's interesting because a lot of the stuff you can't Google. You have to either read a book or you need to take some courses. And then, to truth be told, guys, you can't learn everything on your own because you don't know what you don't know. And see, that's where it gets well, sometimes we feel defeated, especially being brown, African American, people of color. This stuff was not taught to us. So the fear of the unknown, a lot of us face, but the issue is this: you may have to take a course. You may have to read on Google. You may have to join some Facebook groups. You may have to do some challenges because, guys, think about it. If you're the first thousandaire, millionaire in your family, and you guys been poor, let's say you're 33, and you guys been poor your whole life, and you just became a millionaire last year. So that means for 32 years, depending on your family's financial habits and financial disciplines, right? You have 32 years of financial curses and barriers and blocks to break. Okay? And new things that you didn't know. So in 33 years, what are the massive financial changes? You need to learn about IRAs. You need to learn about Roths. You may need to know a little bit about something, guys. So don't be afraid. Okay. And then last but not least, guys, before we go to our main break, okay, you got to know the financial jargon, right? But you actually also need to know the various different investment tools. Because remember, I said earlier when I was coming in with the show, your end will look different than everyone else's. You may only want to leave $1 million. Your cousin may only want to leave $30,000. You may not want to leave them any cash, but you just want to leave them your life insurance policy. Whatever the situation may be, if you know the various financial instruments that's out there, I'm talking about the stocks, the bonds, the retirement accounts, the mutual funds, CDs, whatever is out there, right? If you know a little bit about all of the different financial instruments that's out there, then you will know which ones that you should invest in to reach your end goal. Okay? So I have one client that invested $900 10 years ago. I forgot the stock that they invested in. Now they just left the money there. After 10 years, that money was $15,000, $900. So my client invested $900, didn't invest any more, and it turned into $15,000 in 10 years by not doing anything. So what type of instrument could you invest in? Maybe $75,000, and in 10 years, that $75,000 be worth $150,000. You know? So guys, we have to ask ourselves, first of all, what does our plan look like? Do we at least want, when we die, because see, this is the truth, and some of us have to be, and I'm the one that's going to be honest. You might just be the family member that does not allow anyone else to incur debt to bury you. So you might be just the first family member to have life insurance when they go bury you. So the family don't have to incur that extra $2,000, $1,000, $800 and scrambling around begging and doing GoFundMe. Then if you teach your children right, they might be the generation that leave $1 million life insurance policy because you taught them from your experience to have life insurance. And then if you didn't have life insurance, they would have had to incur debt, get a credit card or do this or use their savings to bury you. So guys, the reason why I'm saying this today, because so many people tell me, I want to be billionaires. I want to do this. I want not to say it's not impossible, guys, but we got to kind of reel it in and be realistic now at this point. Okay? Yes, you can become a billionaire. Everything is possible. God is the Alpha and Omega. Everything is possible, okay? But the reality is that if you haven't even made 100 million yet, you shouldn't be having your sights on $1 billion right now. If you haven't made $1 million yet, your sight should not be on $1 billion yet. Let's stay the course. Let's make it 50,000, 100,000, $250,000, 500,000. It's levels to this, okay? So once you know where you are and what you can invest in right now, and it will get you closer to your goal, then you've done your part. So just be comfortable understanding that everybody's role in the family to become financially literate and to build financial wealth or freedom or generational wealth might be different. Like I said, you might be the parent, the family member that nobody have to incur debt. So from that experience, everybody get life insurance. Okay. And then at that point now, when everybody else passed, all of their children have life insurance. And then the children now can start businesses. So guys, it's levels to things. Okay. So just focus on, and this is your practical step of the day. You need to first heal. That was the first practical step. You need to heal, do your journaling, do your mental work. You do need to, I gave y'all like every step I gave y'all was practical steps. Do your budget, okay? Do your bookkeeping. But you also need to figure out what that vision look like. How much money do you want to leave your family? Is it 100 million? Is it $1 million life insurance policy? Is it 50,000? Is it a paid off house? Is it 2 successful businesses? And whatever it is, you start building out the plan so you can achieve those goals. Because everybody's definition of financial freedom, generational wealth is different. The beauty of generational wealth is for the generations behind you to not have to start over. They have some financial resources or some asset that can convert to dollars or some type of value for them not to have to start over. And your number don't have to change the trajectory of everybody in your family. You don't have to kill yourself for everybody, but you do. So write down your goals, figure out what instruments, learn some instruments. That's your stocks, your bonds, your mutual funds. We're going to learn those things, your retirement accounts, your TSP, all of that. We're going to learn about those things, okay? So now you can make the appropriate investments for your family, okay? So guys, what we're going to do is 7:35. We're going to take a quick little break per usual. I'm going to shorten it a little bit. And yeah, we'll be right back. All right. So your refund can still be high. Or if it's not the case, your refund would definitely be lower. So that's really a few of the reasons why many of you are going to be shocked, thrown back, taken aback, beat up, disturbed, might be crying in your feelings because your tax refunds are much lower than what you anticipated. Your business is right on that piece of paper that I can maximize, but guess what? Many of you guys took shortcuts in your business. You've been taking shortcuts for years. So you're out of luck right now. You're looking at that pile of paper and you like, yo, you serious, Folasade? Yes, I'm serious. And I'm very serious because right now your bookkeeping is what's going to either catapult your business or be a detriment to your business. And your lack of it is definitely a detriment, especially in the situation that we're in right now, where we all need to be maximizing our deductions and paying as little bit of taxes as we legally could so we can sustain in our businesses and be able to afford our lifestyle. But if you are not doing your bookkeeping, and if you're not keeping proper records, then I guarantee you are not paying the right amount of taxes that you're supposed to pay, or you're not getting the right amount of refund that you are supposed to be getting. So if you are a business owner, the way for you to protect your wealth, your income right now is by making sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and get your bookkeeping in order and stop playing games like you out here not trying to build a successful business. Only people that don't want to be successful don't have an accountant. Only people that don't want to be successful don't do their bookkeeping. And right now, your small business is maybe somebody else's blessing if you were to get your stuff in order. So you need your bookkeeping to make sure that every dollar you spend in your business is written off. Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. If you are just tuning in, the first segment of the show, we talked about the steps that you guys can take to become a bit more financially literate for your family. And so we're going to go a bit further in the practical standpoint, because I gave you guys advice on you being the first thousandaire, you being the first millionaire in your family. What are the steps that you need to take to get your house in order? Because it really starts with you, no one else. So now in this segment, we're going to talk about, once you've already done all of the homework that I assigned to you guys in the first segment. So if you didn't watch that one, you want to go back and watch the replay and take all of the notes. I gave you guys about 5 different steps that you need to take so you can break all of those financial curses and barriers and issues and lack of financial discipline out of the window. So now you can flourish and really help build your family. Okay, so now you've already done the homework. You're healed, boo. And the money is rolling, right? Now, what do you do at this point? Okay, so automatically, you've already you're making your money, is flowing, right? You've already done the healing. You already have your financial system in place. If you have a business, you have your bookkeeping and stuff. If you don't have a business and you just have a personal one. You have your personal budget, household budget and stuff. Okay. You already have your plan that when you pass away, you want to leave your children with at least at a minimum $1 million liquid. Okay. When we say $1 million liquid, that can be fully $1 million cash, or you can sell a house kind of fast, but I personally wouldn't consider, we can kind of consider liquid the house and some stocks. Okay. So your cash, your house, and your stocks. Okay. $1 million liquid. Okay. We got that. Now you already have researched and done the homework. You know about an IRA, girl. You know about your Roth. You know about a little bit of mutual funds, index funds. You know some stuff, right? So now you already have healed. You're ready to start making investments and doing the right thing. What are the first things you need to do? You need to talk with your family. You need to sit down and have conversations with your family about you guys' financial plans. Really, your financial plan that you're involving them in. Because if you're trying to be disciplined, if you're trying to cut back, if you're trying to incorporate habits and routines and things that are not the norm, and you have a family, they need to be inclusive of it, right? You cannot stop date night with your wife without you saying to your wife, hey, boo, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. So for the next, either we don't do date night, or we cut back the budget on date night, or can you be creative and do date night in the house? Like, you can't just take things away without having discussions with your family. So once you're ready and you're trying to get the financial discipline, you need to get your family on board. Here's why. If you are an avid saver and your wife is an avid spender, you guys are going to end up colliding. It's going to cause conflict, because as you're saving, she's spending. And if they don't, or as you're saving, he's spending. Okay. And if you guys are not having the same level of income, financial responsibilities, it can cause strain in your marriage. And you end up not even liking the person that you'd married, right? The issue is this: you probably did not pull them along on your journey of change. So while you're trying to become financially literate, you have to talk with them. Hey, Pooh, this is what I'm trying to do. I want, when I pass away, for you guys to have $1 million. However, the amount that I need to put to the side, okay, is actually going to reduce the amount that I can put here. Or I may not be able to hang out with or spend as much or take you shopping or whatever the case may be, right? You have to get everybody on board, especially if you want to be happy. So that's the first thing you guys need to have conversations with your family. Once you have conversations with your family, you guys come up with your massive plan, your family plan, right? Then at that point, you can now stick to the budget because you have the support of your family. It will be hard for you to stick to something without the support of the people that is mostly impacted by it. So at that point, you can now go and invest and put your money into your retirement account at that point. So now this is where the other conversations with the family to have. What are we going to do? Are you going to be the one to just have everything and leave it? Or are we going to try to divide it? And you set up something for your wife, or you create a custodial IRA for your child, or you do this, you do that. Or now with your children's allowances, you put money into their savings account. So here's where the fun becomes. Then now you can start incorporating, and it may not seem like fun to y'all. It may seem like a headache, and that's cool. But the reality is that if you want to achieve financial freedom, if you want to become more in control, then your family have to be on the same floor as you. You cannot be on the third floor and your family's on the first floor and you're trying to meet in the middle in the elevator on the second floor. No, you guys need to meet in the second floor and understand what the goals are. And if you're all on the same page, it's easily attainable and less conflict. So get in tune with your family and create the plan. Once you guys have sit down with the family, got that in order, figured out how much money you're going to do, what type of accounts you guys need to do, that's when the education comes with the children. You need to now start letting them know, hey, when you get money for your birthdays, the importance of them saving it and letting them know the mistakes that you've made when you were their age or when you were in college or growing up, you didn't have these opportunities. And if you did, this is what I would have done with the situation or with the money or with the resources. By you completely being 100% open about the mistakes that you've made financially with your money, it will prevent your children, or at least give them some hindsight into what their life would look like if they follow down the same path. So you are indirectly teaching them financial literacy. That is what you're teaching them, what not to do. See, remember, guys, financial literacy education comes from you also telling them what not to do based on your personal experiences, and also them learning from books and things like that, and then from real life application. And I'm going to be honest, guys, reading books, I just had to dive in. It helped, but it made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. Like, even if you guys see my little planner now and how I'm keeping up with the finances outside of the bookkeeping for the office and stuff like that, I still feel like I ain't doing enough. But I am. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. And you can do exactly what you need to do to get to the results that you want. But it starts with the first few steps that I gave you guys in segment 1. And then once you've done all of those steps and you've healed, you're ready to invest, you all of that, you have the conversations with your family, and then you're ready to invest. You make your investments. Now what you need to do constantly, and this is one thing I need you guys to do, make sure you guys know where all of your stuff are. If you have life insurance policies, put them somewhere for your family to know about. If you have bank accounts, write down a login credentials and the PIN number and the card number and all that stuff in one place and update it as often as though that information changes, so that if anything was to happen to you, your family do not have to be searching for everything and all over the place and stressed out and uncertain as to whether or not you have life insurance, uncertain as to you have bank accounts. Your family should not have to deal with that additional stress of finding out where you put everything at because you were unorganized or you didn't have your stuff in order. Let's make our families' lives easier and write it all down. This is why in my planner that I presently use and that we will be offering soon, I actually have the insurance policy information listed in there. So if I was to pass away, my family will be able to go right into my planner and find my stuff, or at least get to the direction of where everything is. So do you guys have everything in one place? So if anything was to happen, because I've seen y'all where families have properties that they didn't even know of, that they had to pay an attorney to do title searches for because they didn't know where the properties were that their grandfather owned, but they know he owned something. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to pay unnecessary costs. So put everything in one place for your family. So if they pass away, you will have it all there, because guys, the courts actually benefit from this organization. Let's say if you're unable to find, your family's life insurance policy and you guys never make a claim, who lose out? Let's say if you never find your family's property, guess who's going to get it? The courts. The government makes so much money off of family members passing away with no will and estate cases that the probate court couldn't get settled. And just, guys, let's just pull it all together. So financial literacy, it may seem so boring, but it's sexy as hell, guys. Seeing your wealth, seeing your money, seeing the peace that that having all your pieces and ducks in a row brings you. This is why certain people seem free. They might just have a budget. You might wonder why your girlfriend make less than you, but she never miss out on anything, because she may not overspend like you, because she has a budget and she see her spending and she adjusts it and she evaluate her spending patterns. And as a woman, we buy when we're on our womanly. We buy when we mad at our mans. As a woman, we get based on our emotions. We might just spend because we having an emotional day. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. And before we about to leave, how many of you just like me with this? You know it's winter time right now here in the DMV. But y'all, the moment it's shiny outside and it's sun beaming, you driving in the car with your shades. Don't tell me you guys don't want to spend money. Don't tell me you don't want to be like, I'm balling, big balling. Like, I don't know what it is. When the springtime come, when summer come, I always want to spend money. But I always get the urge, but I don't spend. I always get the urge, but I don't fall to pray. But if I wasn't healed, I would. So I hope today's show, guys, was filled with a lot of practical steps for you to build a strong financial, free, stable, possibly generational wealth driven household. And it wasn't complicated. It's not going to take a lot of time every month. It might take about 1 hour of time. Okay. And so, yeah, guys, I will see you guys next week. Good night. Bye, y'all.